We are here with His Excellency Sheikh Hamad bin Jassim bin Jabor Thani. He's a former Prime Minister of the State of Qatar. Sheikh Hamad, thank you so much for joining us. In addition to your government title, you're also a very prolific investor. So I want to start there. Give, in a quick sentence or a couple words, give me your sense of where the world stands from an economic view and from an investment view as well.
Well, as you know, people say the economy change after COVID. I don't want to call it change. I think the economy after COVID accelerate the change to the new economy. And for that, there is a new kind of economy which we need to understand and listen. And right now, we cannot take the market as it is and say, well, we are in a good market or bad, because we know that the market is a flood by cash from many central banks. So I don't think there is a measure now to say that the economy is good. Of course, it's good and excellent, but all of us know it's because of the steroids being given to the economy. The main things is to see the economy from 2022 and see how it will work from there. But no doubt there is a change in economy, and there is a change of kind of what I call it a new economy, .com economy or whatever. And always we know that these economies, they merge fast, but also there will be a fast correction.
Where are you putting your marginal dollar right now?
Well, right now is you need to play safe, and I think play safe. The market is good. I think the market could stay good for another year or 1.5 years, but I don't see, where it goes from here. 5%, 10% is difficult. If you go even to the treasury bill, it does not give you anything. So you have to be in the market part of it. But also the market, you need also not to put your basket in the .com, what we call it, companies, or the new, internets companies, or kind of this. You need to divide it between a few sectors. And energy sectors is, renewable sector is an important sector. It's merging and it will merge. But also you need to see also the financial, because the financial being hammers a lot, and I think there is a room to grow for the financial. If we are talking about the energy companies, I think the energy companies already have rallied a lot, and I don't know from here how much they will rally.
I want to get through all of those things, but one that you mentioned was staying away from the hot tech companies. So I take it you're not investing in any SPACs?
No, SPACs is already overdone, in my opinion. And I think when things overdone, and when you see that everybody in the SPAC, you need to be careful. I think it's been successful, but I don't know how long it could be successful from here. For that reason, you need to be careful from now on, and you need to be tactical, and you need to be also quick in taking decisions to go in and out.
You mentioned financials. You are a key investor in a lot of European banks. Do you think consolidation is inevitable in European banking? Do you see more of that in the pipeline?
I think it should happen, because if we compare the European bank with the American banks or with the Chinese banks, we'll find that they are too small to survive by themselves. And I think merging is important between them. Is it now? Everybody waiting to have a better valuation to think about merging. But I believe to merge now is better, because the market is being taken by the big bank, the giant bank in Europe. And if they don't do something quickly in Europe, in European financial, I think they will have difficulties to compete with the American and the Chinese. Already they have difficulties to compete with them, but they will have more difficulties to compete with them.
Do you think that Deutsche Bank, something in which you are a shareholder, do you think Deutsche Bank should merge with another lender?
Well, I am not in the board, so they have to decide. But I'm saying what I think, and I believe that mergers is inevitable.
You're also a huge real estate investor. In fact, at one point, I think you were dubbed the king of London real estate. How has the pandemic affected your real estate portfolio?
Well, there is a queen in London, so I'm not the king of, but I own some properties in London. So let us put it this way: the real estate have difficulties at the moment because of the pandemic, especially in the hospitality side, office side, retail side, and the recovery will not be easy. And because the habit of the people being changed, offices we need to know if they are going to have the full space as it is, or they need more space per person. That will change the economic, and that will make the office building go back to where it was or better if the space per person change. That's a very important thing. And also, is all the people going back to their office, or some of them, they will be running as they run now from their home? That's another challenge. The retail challenge, especially in the consumer side and the retail side even, challenges because of the new .com things and a new habit of the people, how they order their things, especially in the young generation. I think that one will change the economic of the retail, also because it goes ahead of itself last few years. So there is a correction, and I think it needs time. Hospitality, the hotels, I think it will go back very quickly because people is eager to go back to travel, since they are almost now 2 years with no travel. So that could come if the pandemic, control. I think that could come very quickly. But property traditionally always do good. Every 7-10 years, you can see that the price is almost double of the properties everywhere, especially if it is in the right city, in the right place. So yes, there is challenges now, but there is also outlook, a good outlook. It depends, of course, about the habit, which I mentioned of the consumer.
Do you have a date for recovery back to pre-pandemic levels, do you think, in real estate in big cities in particular?
First, we need to know the habit of the people. Still, we know the offices is not full. Not all the banks people go back to their work. We know that right now they are working with 30-40% capacity of people. If the people go back to their offices and start work, do they need more space per person? That will that mean the office buildings will hold in. If they don't need a space because of the pandemic and the new situation, that mean they will have 4 or 5 years difficulties of the office and retail. Retail, I think, have more challenges because of the new, as I told you, the .com, because everybody now, consumer, you can go to any shop and order your things through your internet, and you'll get it in your house within hours. So there is, especially with the new generation, not my generation, I like to go and shop by myself. But people now, they would like things to come.
But my generation, for sure. As a millennial, I can attest. I want to bring things closer to home, talk a little bit about regional politics. There have been some signs that Saudi officials and Iranian officials are trying to resolve their differences. Do you see the Gulf on a better path in terms of its relationship with Iran?
Right now, no, but this is a hope that we have to see a reconciliation or really direct talk between the Iranian and the GCC. And also the GCC have to come together with one policy. I think there was some difficulties last few years, we know why. And these difficulties now, we have to think after that, how we bring the GCC to act again in the right way and to face the new challenges. There is many challenges in our region. And if we don't have consolidate GCC with one vision, with one decision And I mean, in the main topics, at least, then we will have many challenges, not in the political side, and in the military side and the economy side. As you know, we have a lot of new leaders in the GCC, and there is a hope in these leaders how they can. We have more challenges for them. Situation is more difficult for them because they have to face a lot of demands from their people and a lot of challenges around them. So you need to find a way how to bring the policy together of the GCC to face all these challenges.
You know, a lot of Gulf experts have been saying, essentially, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not the reason that Gulf leaders are making policy decisions anymore. They're really much more focused on Iran. Do you think that's a fair perspective? Do you think that's accurate from what you're seeing and the people you talk to?
Well, there is a principle, and one of the principles that there is an obligation for us to help the Palestinian to solve their problem with the Israelis. So I think they need our support to guide them for a peaceful solution with the Israelis. I think this is a very important topic. Exactly with the Iranian, we have another topic, which is important. It's different than the conflicts between the Israeli and the Palestinian. What we have with the Iranian, there is a lot of prosperities if we can work together economically, financially, culturally. We are in the same region and will stay in the same region for a long time. Just we need to be frank to each other and not to interfere in the other country's situation or politics. And I think there is a lot of prosperities ahead if both sides can take the lead to be frank and to lay the path and the way how we can develop this relation.
You stepped out of the prime ministership 8 years ago. Looking ahead to the next 8 years, do you see the Middle East in a better place than it is right now?
Well, realistic, still there is a lot of challenges ahead in the coming 7 years or 10 years, because a lot of issues which happened the last 7 or 8 years, it's not being resolved. It's been deferred, or it's been kept in a way which it does not develop to other things. I think people would like in the Middle East to see a democracy, and the leadership in the region of the Middle East have to give democracy to the people in a very realistic path and very realistic timetable, but the timetable to be respected by the governments, not one step ahead and 2 steps back, because that's what lead people to go for revolutions and to try to disturb the economic situation, although it's already been disturbed for many reasons. Part of the reason, the responsibility of the leadership of the region. So in my opinion, the challenges is there, maybe more challenges there. And this is why the leaders need to act in a different way and accelerate their performance in their countries.